Hello everybody, Blue Smoke Productions here, and welcome back to another video on this channel where I always am. Shouldn't be a surprise there. So, since coronavirus has us all on lockdown and I don't want to just be uploading podcasts every week, I decided, why don't I do a video on my HO scale collection. I've done two collection videos previously, one on O scale and one on G scale, so I figured it's finally time for me to do HO scale. And maybe at some point, if I can get back down to my grandparents' house, which I can't right now because that house is on lockdown too, just everything's on lockdown, including this house, my grandparents' house, everything's on lockdown. I may do an updated version of the O scale collection, but we'll see. That's probably gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while before that happens. Anyway, so our first locomotive we're gonna cover, we're gonna go front to back, is this one. This is my HO scale Union Pacific 060. It's a Bachmann model, Union Pacific 4432. I have reviewed this item on a previous occasion, and it still runs very well. It's a good little starter model if you're trying to get into the hobby of HO scale model railroading. It's a really good model for beginners. So it's a good model. I'm trying to think if there's actually any survivors of this class still around. There probably is, but as far as Union Pacific 060s, there is a survivor, 4466, at the California Railroad Museum, which hasn't ran since 2002. The next model right here, this is a Southern F unit, I believe, and number 6130. This is one of my favorite models. Unfortunately, it doesn't run very well. I think it can run all right without cars, but I think this one needs to be serviced. It needs some work done on it. I really love Southern Railroad. I love their equipment. I love the colors on these. I mean, not too long ago, I saw the Southern Heritage unit, and I love looking at that thing. It's just, I love the green and the white on it. Oh, this one's more green and silver with the yellow. And I have ridden behind two of these in real life. I've ridden behind 6133 when it visited Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum for RailFest 2014. And the other one, I forgot the number, but it was the one of the Stone Mountain Scenic Railroad F units. So I've ridden behind two of these. The next one, this is a Santa Fe number 307, another Santa Fe F unit. This is also Bachmann. I don't actually know if the Southern unit's Bachmann now that I think about it, but this one is a Bachmann. It's a really good runner on the layout. I think I have some footage of it to use for the last episode of Model Rail Fanning, which I'll probably go over in a later podcast. But this is a good model. This is one of my favorites in the collection, probably my second favorite in the collection, probably just because it runs really well. And my favorite's obviously the 060, but this is a good model. I love this one personally. The next model in my collection is this one. This is a Union Pacific 99. This is an 040. Unfortunately, this one doesn't run very well, and I really want to get this one running because it's a die-cast metal body. The wheels are made of metal. I mean, and when I say the wheels are made of metal, I mean the tender trucks are made of metal. It's a really good model. It's a good quality model by the looks of it, and I really want to get this one running. The next one is the Tyco Shunter Transformer train, whatever this is, well, I call it the Transformers train because I don't know if it's on this side or it's on the other side. You can see up torn off Transformers logo, although that was probably always there, or that was probably put on by like the previous owner. And the other thing I love about this model is it comes with that folds out, and as does this. And if you remember, this appeared in Model Rail Fanning episode 12, which was one of the hardest episodes to make of the whole series, as was episode 11. So this right here is the Siagamon Central. This is probably the most modern diesel in my collection. It's a good runner. It runs all right. It's kind of slow, and I don't use it very often. I don't know if it doesn't have enough power in it or something, if something's wrong with it. So I don't use it very often, but it's a good model to have regardless. I think this is actually an Athens product, now that I remember correctly. This is a Union Pacific high hood diesel. This one was one of my favorites. This was a gift from my grandma's neighbor, her former neighbor, and he moved, unfortunately, and this model hasn't operated. It used to run very well. I actually used to run it on double headers with the Santa Fe diesel over there. They used to double head a lot because they had similar couplings, but since then, I think a wire snapped on this model, and it hasn't ran since. You can't really see it that well because of the lighting, but it is like a bright yellow. It's a good model. Hopefully, like if I color corrected it right, maybe you can see it a little bit better. But I think it just got dark in this room now all of a sudden, so maybe it was always like this. I have no idea. Next one, this is a Southern Pacific Daylight unit. This is another one I really like because I love Southern Pacific and I love the Daylight. At some point I want to go chase Southern Pacific 4449, but this model does not work. A chassis underneath it is broken, so I wouldn't count on this one running anytime soon. It's right here. This is another Santa Fe 307 diesel. Unlike the other one, which is like has a metallic finish, this one has a faded finish, and you can't really see the lettering on the side here because of the lighting. This one does not work, and the wires are all like fried on it and everything. I don't think I'm going to be able to run this one again anytime soon. Last but certainly not least is a BNSF diesel. This thing is, this one also doesn't work. It has a broken chassis, and this is actually probably more modern than the other one, but it's a nice green. I love the green on it, but it doesn't work, so it just kind of sits in storage. This one 100% isn't running again. It's a nice quality model, but it's not running again anytime soon. So that is all of my HO scale collection, all my locomotives. I guess next I'm going to do my rolling stock, so I'll see you guys then. Okay, so here are all of my cabooses in my HO scale collection. I don't have very many cabooses. I thought I had more, but apparently I don't. So this will be a quick thing to go through. So the first one we have here is the nickel plate road caboose. This is probably my favorite caboose. It's made out of metal, and everything on it, it's all made of metal. The windows are a little bit broken on it. Some of the windows look like they've been shattered. Usually this thing stays in its box. I do have the box on this thing. Usually it stays in that. I have taken it out on occasions though, whenever I want to run that, whenever I run it. So yeah, it's the nickel plate one. It's actually made by Nickel Plate Products. And yeah, this is the box right here. It's supposed to be a wood caboose, but yeah, it's made entirely out of metal. And yeah, this is the box it comes in. So yeah, that's the Nickel Plate Road caboose. Behind it is the Southern Pacific caboose, the Daylight caboose. This is the same caboose that came with the Daylight locomotive, the one with the broken chassis, one of the ones with the broken chassis. and it's a good model though. So I don't actually know if the Daylights ever had cabooses, but it's still a good model. I've used it occasionally. I mean, I don't know. The orange is kind of ugly on it, but I don't know. I like it. Here's you a generic red caboose, a Santa Fe caboose. It's a pretty good caboose. I use this one quite a bit. I use all these quite a bit, but it's this one, you know, this is your generic red caboose. I like it. It came with the first Santa Fe diesel, the 307, the one that doesn't work. All my cabooses came with like other locomotives. Here's the Union Pacific caboose. This came with the 060, Union Pacific 060, and that's a pretty good model. It's a really good model. I use it quite a bit. But this one and the nickel plate caboose have knuckle couplers, whereas everything else has, I don't really know if I can show it that well on camera, this particular brand. Which I like both brands. I kind of like this particular brand a little bit better than the knuckle couplers, because the knuckle couplers like to come undone a lot. I also like the color on this. I do like the yellow, and it's a lot better here now because I'm using a different mode on my camera, so you can probably see the yellow a lot better. And last, but certainly not least, the BNSF caboose. This came with the BNSF engine, I think. If it didn't come in a box, it came in, I got it from somewhere. Let's just say that. I got it from somewhere. And yeah, I got most of these all at the same time. So this was a pretty good model though, I'd say. I do love the color. This actually may be my favorite of the cabooses just because I love the green on it. Even though yellow is my second favorite, well, blue is my favorite color. Yellow is my second, red's my third, green's my fourth, but I love this green. I love this shade of green. So yeah, that's all my cabooses. I guess next I'll talk about my boxcars, my gondolas, anything else. Okay, so this is all of my boxcars. As you can see, I have a lot of boxcars, a fair number. It's not, well, I mean, it's not as big as some other collections, but, you know, it's a fair amount of boxcars. I mean, some of them, the ones in the back are more stock cars than boxcars, but I just included them because I've only got those three, and doing a stock car section, it would make that kind of pointless. So, the first boxcar I've got, they're not in any particular order, by the way. This is a refrigeration boxcar. I love this thing. I just love looking at it. I love the silver. I love, you know, just the molded details. I mean, the doors don't open, but I can get by that. I like this. I like this item. This item right here, this is a C&IM boxcar. This came with the 060. Because that came in a set, and yeah, it's a pretty good car. It has the knuckle couplers. It's green, dark green, not really a particular type of green I like, but it's a pretty good car. This is the Railstone Perennia Company boxcar. I don't know if I really like this boxcar very much, because even though blue is my favorite color, I don't know, the American flag colors, it seems a little bit ugly. The blue I like on it. The checkerboard, the red and white checkerboard is what I don't like on this car. Speaking of blue, here's a Middletown in New Jersey boxcar. This is probably my favorite because it's blue. I love the color blue. My room's blue. Everything is blue in my life. I need to see Reading and Northern 425 because it's blue. Here's the Target car, the Target boxcar. Yeah, I mean, it is a Target boxcar because you can see the Target logo right there. And Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that one. This one's a lifelike car. It has a type of coupling that I don't own any other models with, so it's not really compatible with anything. But it's got sliding doors, so that's pretty cool. Here's the Wabash boxcar. This was a gift from my grandpa. It is an Intermountain Railway Company model. And right next to it is its sister, the Norfolk and Western boxcar, same make, same model, only it's Norfolk and Western rather than Wabash. Then in the back here, we've got a green and yellow stock car. I think this is a stock car, mostly because it's got the like sideways vents. And I do love the colors on this. I love the green and yellow. And then the last two cars we got are these two cattle cars. They both have sliding doors. I've got a red one here. And then I've got a yellow and brown one here. So yeah, that's all my box cars and stock cars. I think the last, or the next one I'm gonna probably do, I don't think I have enough gondolas or hoppers. I think I'll just do miscellaneous cars next, and I think that'll be it. All right, so this is the last part of the collection. These are my gondolas, my hoppers, and my miscellaneous cars. So let's get into this. So starting right here, we have I think this is a hopper. I get gondolas and hoppers confused. I think this is a hopper though. And this is my only hopper car. It's in this collection. I have several in O scale form, but not any. This is the only one I have in HO form. And I really like this model, honestly. I need to collect some more hoppers, honestly. I don't really have any more space for HO scale trains, so it's probably not gonna happen anytime soon, but I definitely want to see if I can make that happen at some point. Here's a gondola. This is a Great Northern gondola. It's in green. I like the green on this one. This is another one of my new favorites. You know, there was a spare wheel here, so I just put that in there. I think that's a broken rubber band that was in there in the box, so I'll probably throw that away. Although it could make a good scrap car. So this is a Canadian National gondola car. It came with the 060, the Union Pacific 060. So yeah, that's the last of the models that came with that locomotive. That came in just a set, and yeah, it's a pretty good model. And then back here's the more the miscellaneous stuff. Well, I guess this is another hopper here, an enclosed hopper, an old Dutch Cleanser car, and I love this car, honestly. This is one of my favorite cars of all time. I love the yellow on it, for one thing, but I love the logos. I love the little details on it. I love this car. This is one of my all-time favorite HO scale freight cars. And then we got our last two cars here. We got a flatbed. I think this is, I don't remember what this is. I think this is, oh, this is a Great Northern flatbed. It's in red and not green like the other one. But I can put these two together, make the Great Northern Christmas train. And then last but not least is this Santa Fe crane. I love this thing. It's so cool. Unfortunately, it's broken. Like the top half is broken right here. So that's just unfortunate, but I need to get that fixed somehow. I think like the plastic broke on it, but I love this thing. I love cranes in general. So yeah. Okay guys, there were two cars I actually forgot about. Sorry if the audio is a little bit more echoey on this one because I didn't hook up my mic to my phone. I just wanted to get these knocked out real fast. These are two car-carrying cars. This one's a Santa Fe, and I don't know what this one is, but these two are like connected together. So those two are things that I have as well. Also, the cars come off on this thing. So yeah, that's that. And now we can go to the outro. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'll probably do some more collection videos for a while because of the pandemic, because I don't want to just keep doing podcasts. So I'm gonna probably do some more collections, maybe a book collection video next, or another collection video of some kind. Let me know what you guys would like. And I'll talk to you guys later. This is Blue Smoke Productions saying goodbye and thank you for watching.